If you do go on to enjoy today's video, do me a favour and hit that like button and of course subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com, and of course you can use the code TVM at the checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video, another prediction video. Of course, headliners have got two teams, which is I don't know if I like these two team promos, you know, where you get 1 week is like, right, okay, you're the headliner cards, but don't worry, you get more next week. So just release them all in one go, do loads of SBCs and daily objectives and things like that, and we'll all be happy. But either way, we're going to get a fresh new squad tomorrow, so we're going to take a quick look at the potential players we could see. Up first is going to be, not a controversial one, but it could go either way. So Thuram could get a headliners, or he is eligible for a Future Stars. I think the Future Stars are like under the age of 23. The problem with Thuram and a few other players, and we'll get to them when we get to them, in my opinion, he's already a quote-unquote star, right? He plays for a very big team in Germany. They are doing well, albeit not lately, and he is a starting 11 player, much like Pellegrini. Again, I'm not quite sure the age of Pellegrini, to be fair. He might be over 23. I genuinely can't remember. But either way, it's irrelevant because he is already a star, and even though EA might look at it and go, right, we'll just give him a Future Star, he's already a star in my opinion. So I don't really see these two and the next one happening. Tammy Abraham, who again, in my opinion, 2 informs for Chelsea this season. He is actually their main striker at the moment. Before they go and spend money in windows here or there, but at the moment he is their main goal scorer. So how can that mean he's a Future Star when he's already a star? Do you know what I mean? But 3 players to kick us off that are definitely eligible, and I wouldn't be surprised to see any of them, but just err on the side of caution. Mitrovic comes over from the original prediction video that I did, of course, for week 1, essentially, or for team 1, I should say. Mitrovic is, I think he's got 2 informs this season. He's banging them in. He's one of the top goal scorers in the league. But I don't think we'll see it because EA don't like the championship. And I'm being deadly serious. Lecomte up next. He already has 2 informs this year with Monaco. I could see this happening. I mean, what goalkeeper did we get this time round? Did we even get a goalkeeper this time round? I can't even remember. But either way, I think that they should give us a few more options here, you know, in random positions. So goalkeeper being one of them. We don't get many goalkeepers that are usable. Theo Hernandez. Now, this is a player that, there are a couple in this video. This is a player that, in my opinion, should be in form this week. And the reason that he's not is because he's going to get himself a headliner, which is a little bit of a kick in the teeth, because had he got an inform and then got given a headliner, he'd be one higher than this again, because this is an inform upgrade to an 86, which is what it should be. Then the headliner should have come out as an 87. That's the way, in my opinion, it should have worked. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to, but he should get himself a headliner. Moving on to Doherty, another fullback, this time of Wolves. He already has 2 informs this season. He got a bit of a banging team in the season last year, of course. Would not be surprised to see a Wolves player get themselves a headliner card. Of course, we already have Adama Traore, but I wouldn't be surprised to see yet another one in this week's second half of the headliner promo. And Doherty would be a pretty decent player to get one as well. Bergwijn of PSV. Now, this would be a kick in the teeth, but also a good card, because obviously he goes 1 above his current inform, which is class. Problem with it is, EA are not a massive fan of the Dutch League, and players in the Dutch League tend to have to do really like big things, you know, hat tricks, 2 goals, 1 assist, that sort of thing, to be noticed, which is a shame. Up next is Max. This guy for Augsburg this season has been absolutely insane. He is so good down that left-hand side. And I think he got yet another assist on the weekend just gone. Of course, wasn't considered for Team of the Week. But is that because EA have decided that he's going to get himself a headliner? Maybe. I would definitely pick this guy up, and I wouldn't imagine he'd be that expensive. Moving on to Decora again, another player that could easily have had an inform last couple of weeks. Playing very well for Watford, who have turned a corner as of late. This would be a really good card. The only problem with it is how many upgrades realistically. How many upgrades realistically is he going to get? That's an issue, because he's a good player and he does get in there, but EA kind of overlook him every now and again. Donny van der Beek. This guy again could easily have been in form this week, and they've left him out. Have they left him out because they wanted to give him a headliner card? It is a little bit frustrating that if they include, so far, what do we have? Theo Hernandez and Van der Beek. There are maybe 2 other players that should be informed this week. If they don't If they do give them headliner cards, and they could have been informed, then they could be one higher than they are right now. I don't understand why they didn't just do that, you know? Anyway, Wijnaldum, one of 2 Liverpool players to mention. I think as far as EA are concerned, they will include a Liverpool player because they've got that 4 wins thing. I think they want the appeal of that. And of course, any Liverpool player at the moment would give you an appeal. Would give the appeal, rather, of a 4 wins on the bounce for an upgrade, because obviously they haven't lost this season. They're playing very, very well. Wijnaldum is someone I could see getting one. Muniain of Atletico Bilbao would be an absolutely sensational card. I mean, just unbelievable dribbling. I am a massive fan of this guy in FIFA, and I would like to see a few more informs. He should, by rights, be already 86 rated anyway, because he should have had an inform a few weeks ago, and they just completely overlooked him. I'm not quite sure why that is, but still. Moving on to Danny Ings, I'd be very surprised if they didn't give him a headliner card. I thought they set it up last week. They gave him an inform for almost nothing, and they didn't give him one. So were they setting it up for this week? If Danny Ings is a headliner this week, then I'm convinced EA gave him that inform 2 weeks ago now, just to set this card up, which, you know, I'm not going to complain about really, but still. Parejo, this guy is so good for Valencia, such an unsung hero for them. I'd like to see this, although, having said that, I don't think anyone, including myself, would ever use it. I think it would just be one of those cards that you pack and you go, oh well, at least I got one, you know? I don't think he'd actually sell for an awful lot either. Moving on to Kostic, this would be a decent card, wouldn't it? Left mid. Very well rounded. You could use him as a maybe even use him as like a 6 or 7 chem left back. But either way, very, very nice card. And in a team that, you know, he could potentially go and grab himself a goal or an assist or something and get himself an inform quite easily. Let's move on to Eriksen. I'm not sure what the transfer rumours are like at the moment. I know Eriksen doesn't want to be there, and Eriksen is likely to move in the summer. It might even be already arranged that he's moving in the summer, but still, I wouldn't be surprised again to see a headliner Eriksen. They've already released Dele Alli, so will they release another Spurs player? I'm not sure. Pizzi, and another player just worth mentioning from the same team actually is Rafa, because he could have been given an inform this week and he wasn't given one. Pizzi could be given an inform every week, so it would be a little bit silly of EA not to pick out a Benfica player, either Pizzi or Rafa. My money would be on Pizzi because he's higher rated. Dybala, don't know. I really don't know. Will they choose a Juventus player? I'm not sure. But this would be good to see, actually. And there's an argument for Ronaldo. I doubt it, but there is a case to be made. Because, again, he could have been informed this week, and he wasn't. And the last time he should have been informed and they left him out, they gave him a Team of the Year card. So, yeah, you never know. Let's go and talk about Kimmich. Again, another Bayern player. In fact, there's another one to come in this. Of course, we have Robert Lewandowski. But Kimmich would be a good card, actually, because he's always in the thick of it. He's always amongst the assists and the goals and just the build-up play in general. And, of course, Bayern Munich keep a lot of clean sheets, so wouldn't mind seeing that at all. Let's talk about Immobile, a player that 100% should be informed this week. The reason he's not is because it was too close to the other inform that he got. He scored a hat-trick on the weekend, but because he got an inform week before last, EA's stupid rules, they didn't give it to him, which is a big shame, but that could be rectified with a headliner. Of course, one above the current inform, 90 rated, would make this a very usable card indeed. I'd like to see that. Let's talk about another striker, Karim Benzema, one of Europe's most prolific strikers over the last decade, and people just don't give him the time of day. I don't know, he just doesn't have the credibility of some other strikers, but he just bangs them in for fun. And with the amount of special cards that he gets in FIFA, this would actually be a really good headliner to pick up. Back over to Germany now for Gnabry. I don't know which one you would prefer between Kimmich and Gnabry. I don't know. There's arguments to be made for both of them. I think Gnabry would be the more appealing, but Kimmich is very practical because he gives a lot of good links around the place. I mean, to be fair, the Kimmich card could be a CDM, and that would be even better again. But anyway, Firmino of Liverpool. We already had Wijnaldum. We might as well talk about Firmino. I did rule this out last week when I did my original predictions because he already has a Scream card, but they've blown that out of the water with Dele Alli and Adama Traore. So I thought, why not? Let's just talk about Firmino. He could potentially get one. I'd be interested in that. Martinez, I've seen rumours of this and maybe, you know, quote-unquote leaks. I think half the people who give out leaks haven't got a clue what they're talking about and they're just guessing. But still, this would be a really good card. I'd be all over this, actually, and I don't think he would be that expensive. I think he'd be under 100k, definitely, because his highest rated card right now is well under 50k. Let's move on to Kolarov. They've already given out Chris Smalling as an SBC, so I don't know. As another defender for Roma, of course, Pellegrini at the very beginning of the episode is definitely an option. I'm not sure what to say about Kolarov, if I'm honest. I'd like to see it. It would be a good one because he gets a lot of informs, he gets a lot of goals, a lot of assists, but I'm not sure. And finally, Harry Kane, another Spurs player, but that would be very appealing because that would hard link with Dele Alli. If you've gone out and done that SBC, which I don't think is that bad a value, 284 rated teams, Kane would be a really good pickup, but will they really give us another English Spurs player to go along with another English Spurs player that they've already given us? I'm not too sure on that one. I'm sure I could think of a couple of other players to include, but I didn't want this video to go on too long, and those are the ones that I fancy the most, really. So if you think that there's a particular player who you think is going to get a headliners or deserves a headliners, or you just want to get one, let me know who it is in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.